Hello everyone, I am Shay. Welcome back to another episode of the Braxton Family Values. And this will be episode 24 and season 5. Well guys, I missed last week's episode. You know how we get. We get busy with life and so on and so on, and to me, last week's episode, I'm just going to go ahead and keep it real. Last week's episode was a little boring to me, so I'm going to just go ahead and keep it real. But we're going to get on with tonight's episode. Okay, now, firstly, last week's episode we left off where Mr. Braxton and Miss Wanda arrives in Mexico at the resort. And little Logan, Tamar's little son, he sees Miss Wanda and Grandpa Braxton. And the nanny was there. So Logan, he goes off and he lets Miss Evelyn know that they were there, that Papa was there. But of course, Miss Evelyn was not having it. She was not having it that Grandpa was there with step-grandma. Now, what caught my attention was when Logan recognized and Delaney recognized Miss Wanda. Now, from my understanding is that Logan is not acquainted with Miss Wanda. Now, for him to recognize her, the picture we paint, that he don't know them. But so I thought that was strange. But it's just my little thing that I noticed, that he did notice that lady. So he had to be spending some personal time with her to know that that was Miss Wanda. It just could have been me doing my little investigation. Who knows, okay? Now, me, personally, if I was Missy, I would not let those folks interfere with my nice resort out in Mexico. I would go back up to my suite. I would order the largest lobster that they had back at that hotel. And I would have me a good old time. I would get dressed, go down to the beach, and set out, read a book, and have a good time. I would let Miss Wanda and Mr. Braxton interfere with my vacation. But I did notice Miss E was, she was a little upset though. But, everybody handles situations different. Now, the sisters go to dinner and Tony lets the sisters know that Mr. Braxton will be bringing Miss Wanda to Mexico. Now, in walks the couple. Now, Tony, she tries to make the best out of that awkward moment. Now, she wanted the family to just drop the beef, the 16-year beef between them and Mr. Braxton and Miss Wanda. Because they felt like, hey, Dad is getting up in age now, life too short, let's, try to come together as a family. So this is what Tony wanted. Now, Tony was very respectful to the dad and to Miss Wanda. But now, however, she did acknowledge that their family unit was, however, broken because of their affair. Now, she did do that, but she was very respectful about it. Now, when Mr. Braxton tells the sisters that, I thought that was wrong. When the girls try to express to them about the affair and how they felt, I just thought, that was inappropriate for him to tell those sisters who had been hurt all these years that it was none of their business, his marriage. But to each his own, I guess. Now Tamar, she tried to get them to see, what they did, Miss Wanda, and what Mr. Braxton Michael Sr., what he did, he wanted them to see what they did through their mother's eyes, the pain that they caused, and how concerned that she was about her mother and the things she had went through and experienced. That was a very, very, that was a very pivotal moment there. And the girls, the sisters, they found out also after all these years that relatively that Miss Wanda, she was not the one that was keeping Mr. Braxton away from the girls. Because at one point in time, the girls thought that Mr. Braxton was not coming around because of Mrs. Braxton, Wanda. But that was not the case. It was the dad. The dad stopped coming around because he got tired of feeling like that they were excluding Mrs. Braxton, Wanda, from their activities. So he made a conscious decision to not come around or not to attend Trina's wedding. So it was really the dad, not Mrs. Wanda. So, in the next scene, Tony, she apologized to Mrs. Wanda. And Miss Wanda, I guess she kind of got emotional. So she had to walk out. She left for a minute. And, doing that scene. And it also was discovered in that scene that I felt that, and I'm sure others felt that way as well, that, the sisters, a lot of their issues, I guess a lot of the guys, the husband, the men that these women date, that and the things that they've gone through, and the men that they've chosen, I think it has a lot to do with what they have gone through with their dad. I really do. I think that's a big part of what they have gone through and experienced. And that's the kind of guy that they're looking for in their lives. So they're searching. But I hope whatever they're searching for, I hope these girls find it. And a lot of times they say young ladies, they are looking for men or husbands that resembles their dad. But we need to, keep these young ladies in prayer. All young ladies and young men in prayer, We really do. Because it's hard out there now dating. I'm sure I would not want to be out there dating. I think I'll just stay single if I had to go out there and date nowadays. But thank God I don't have to worry about that right now. Praise Jesus. Well, right now, this pretty much ends my video. And I will see you in next episode on next week, if the Lord willing. And if you aren't already subscribed, I want you to hit that subscribe button down below. And also hit that bell so you can also be notified whenever I post a new video. And I also appreciate and thank you each and everyone from tuning in to my video. God bless you, and I will see you on next week. Thank you.